And welcome back to Set the Pipe. I am Sully, here with my co-host CK, and there's Bear.
Hey.
Today we have our youngest guest to date, actually. Welcome, Devin Busam. Devin Busam. Yep,
Hello,
from
guys. Thank you guys for having me.
Southern California. He is going to join us today, talk about his involvement within volleyball. We're pretty excited to have him. We had a couple of guests on before, Travis Turner and Matt Furbringer, both said to have this guy on. So we are happy to have you on, man. Welcome to Set the Pipe.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
Really fired up to have you here. Great
Yeah,
story,
good
and
stuff.
just such a fun story about it, about game of volleyball. And folks we know, as you just mentioned, Travis and Matt Furbringer, friends, mentors, teammates, the whole 9 yards. And you have a cool story, and I'm fired up for us just to talk to you about it, and just again spread the word of how great volleyball really is and what it does for different people. And you're no stranger to what it's done for you. So thanks
Yeah.
for joining us.
So
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
quick bio on Devin. He's in Southern California. He comes to be away of Mira Costa and Rockstar Club. And he's actually going to be venturing off to Travis Turner's team, JC, and I will let him talk a little bit about all three of those adventures. But you are in the hotbed of volleyball. You're surrounded by giants and some of the best that ever does it within high school, and they go on to college. So how in the world did you get into volleyball or even be interested in volleyball?
I got into volleyball. My parents started playing in Santa Monica, down by the Santa Monica Pier, and then I'm like, ooh, this sounds really cool. The thing was, I never really got attracted to it. Like, obviously, it's great. I would pepper with my parents. But then when we moved to the South Bay, it was all baseball. I played for West Beach Little League. I loved baseball for the longest time. And then during COVID, I remember trying to just go try to get reps in at our local Little League. I'm like, I don't think this is going to work out.
Yeah.
Tried doing a club team, and it was just all 2020. So I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And then I remember my mom talking to Cooper Keene's mom, who's going to USC, one of the top recruits.
Yeah.
And basically she said to me, hey, there's this volleyball team. It's with Matt Furbringer, the Olympic assistant coach, and he's trying to set up a 14-2s team. Would you be interested in that? And I said, I've never really touched volleyball in a long time. Both my parents play. And I said, I feel like it's a very South Bay thing to do. You either surf or you play volleyball.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
right.
feel like playing volleyball was the right idea. And then got into volleyball playing that. Played my 14s year. Played a little bit my freshman year. And then my whole story started freshman year. So really excited to talk about that.
Where did you go to school again? In high school?
He's a Mustang, Mira Costa.
Mira Costa Mustang.
Mira Costa, exactly.
Which,
One of
if
the
anyone's
best schools
listening
ever.
that doesn't
Yeah.
know this, which
Yeah.
anyone that follows volleyball, at least in our generation, if it's not the best, it is clearly one of the top 3 high school boys
Historically.
and girls volleyball in the history of the sport of volleyball.
I would have to
Some of the greatest to ever do it came out of that school. Holly McPeak, who we spoke to.
For example.
Great example. Brian Ivey, who Sammy just talked about the other day, another
Yeah.
Mira Costa Mustang. We can go on. Fanoi Moana, I could go on and
Yeah.
on. And like you said, Devin, so just wanted people to understand that you just didn't go to your local public school that a lot of people go to. You went to the mecca
Yes.
of volleyball. I mean, that's
Yeah.
where you went to high school. And so
True.
just want people to know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I grew up in Hermosa Beach. I don't know if you guys know this with Hermosa Beach. We don't have a high school here. So it's
Yeah.
either Costa or Redondo. And for me, I just wanted to choose, obviously, the more volleyball legacy high school. That's where I wanted to go. Fit was just awesome. The right choice for
I
me.
probably put Madera High School in the top, 6. Maybe not top 5. I'm just,
What about Reseda?
oh, you're right. They may be in the top 10.
The Regents, baby. We won 2 city titles.
Can't leave them out, dude.
No, not either. So I think, like you said, you started to play 2020. My heart goes out to you. I have 2 children. They were going through that. I mean, all of us in this whole world had to deal with something that was unique and
Horrible.
weird, right? And
Yeah.
to try to navigate it for young kids like yourself was very difficult. So I'm glad that you were able to find something, and it being so productive, being the sport that we all love. So you start playing it. You're playing 14-2s. You go to high school. You go to Mira Costa, the mecca of volleyball. Tell us what happens.
What happened?
Yeah. I go to Mira Costa. I tried out for the volleyball team. And I remember the story that my parents told me. My dad's from Northern California, like Los Gatos, San Jose area. And my mom's from Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, Maddie Lou,
So
sure.
it was always the dream for my dad, for his kids, like me and my younger brother, to go to Mira Costa and be on the volleyball team.
Okay.
So I tried for the volleyball team, 3 days of tryouts. I'm like, okay, I have a good shot at making the Frost team.
Sure.
I talked to Avery Drost, who was the coach at the time, and I said, I would love to try to be on the team. Like, is there anything what could I have done better? And basically, like, just after having the conversation, I'm like, it was a good conversation, but I don't think I'm going to make it. So I got to figure out something new.
Okay.
And I immediately went home, and I started crying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know
Big
if I'm going
deal.
to make the team. Just like, I just thought I let my dad down because his dream was obviously for me to play on the Costa team. Right. And then a few days later, found out that I got cut from the program. Like, cut from the team. I'm like, what do I do? The following week was our Thanksgiving break, so we get a full week off for Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And then I got inspired, and I started going on YouTube and watch videos of football team managers.
Okay.
And I said, what if I could do volleyball? I've never heard of a volleyball team manager, and I think I could be truly special with this. And emailed the coach Avery at the time, gave me the opportunity with the Frost team, and then worked with the varsity towards the end with our CIF run, and then knew it truly after my freshman year of high school that this is what I wanted to continue doing. I never was that good as a player, looked up to all the people going to college games, and I know something is going to be different with me, and this is what I want it to be. So
Excellent, man. So you got to be a
Yeah.
part of all those CIF post tournaments, and you got to be a part of all the dog piles if you guys did have dog piles. But I have to tell
unfortunately,
you,
no.
They did this year. They
did this year, though.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
did this year.
Yeah.
We so when I got to the real world of I got into high tech sales, the guy that got me into it actually was a big Long Beach State alum, and he because the position I was in at playing for Long Beach State, he actually was a team manager for the basketball team. And
Really?
so look at his career has been amazing after that, and his connections. We talk about this all the time, how small the volleyball world is, but just being a team manager and being part of that, his basketball world really helped him in his professional career too, from all different facets from it. So that's really good, man. You followed your passion. You could have given up. You could have just given up and said, I'm going to throw in the towel. I'm not on this team. What else am I going to do? Am I going to go back to baseball? You didn't. You followed your passion, man. Good for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
just wanna
had
say
a
that.
coach on here not too long ago that his quote was, I'm paraphrasing, but it was something to the lines of, failure is the fertilizer for for
Yep. That's what he said.
And so,
Coach
you know,
Charlie Sullivan.
I look at you, right? And I'm, you know, I just met you on here, and I've heard stories about you, and a lot of kids would quit.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people want to chase their dreams, and they don't work out, and that's okay. You know, it doesn't mean that every dream. I wanted to play in the Olympics, didn't work out. I wanted to play in the NFL, you know, it didn't work out. Like a lot of us have these things that don't do, but it's what you do in that moment that really defines you. And, you know, I'm sure your parents and your dad especially, you know, wanted you to play. What you're doing now and what you did is amazing, but you cried. And you should have.
Yeah,
you know, it's tough. I remember when
was brutal.
I got cut for the first time in my life. It was awful, and it's not easy to deal with. But like you said, you decided you wanted to do something with the sport. Again, why we're here on this podcast, why we love the sport. It's not just for the people that play it.
Yep. Journey.
It's for the people that love it, the people that play it. I'm sure you live in Hermosa, you're still playing volleyball. You know, you can go down to the beach and play all the time. You can play for the rest of your life, unless you have an ankle like me, but for the most part, we just had to talk about there. But no, so I think the resilience, the fortitude to fight through for something that you fell in love with. And just because, you know, you didn't make the team, right? Not everyone makes the team. Not everyone, you know, gets the girl. Not everyone, you know, the movie doesn't ride off into the sunset for everybody. It just doesn't work like that in life. And, you know, it sucks that you had to figure that out at such an early age in high school, because that's a bummer. But at the same time, to figure it out and to come through it the way you did, my hat off to you. And now where are you at? Tell us where you're at right now after that experience in high school.
You know, before you do that, can you tell us what your duties were? What
Yeah.
did you do as a manager? And
Great question.
It had to get more progressive as you because you had to, you said you had to prove your stuff, right? You had to
Yeah.
prove yourself, and as you went up to the varsity. So what were your duties when you first started? Because it's like you said, it was new. Then what did it blossom to?
Yeah, I mean, it just started off as just me going to practice every single day, just shag balls, try to
Okay.
be like in a little, like for the freshall team my freshman year, we just had one coach. So I was just trying to help anything he needed with me, like shag balls, like just like like just give people free balls, just anything I could do to help out.
Yeah.
Like hitting lines, helping games. I always thought like maybe I should get into stats because this is maybe something I should get into. I thought about that, but I'm like, oh, that's gonna be too much work. Like my freshman year, I'm like, too much. I'm like, too much math for me, too much.
Yeah.
And then and then I got pulled up to varsity, and then I would just kind of continue doing the same things for Avery. And then it just progressively got a little bit more more intense. Like I got to do more as years went on. Sophomore years when I full on started to take a little bit of stats, like how we scored the final point,
Oh, nice.
everything what they're doing in certain rotations. I would start to do the line chart as well, like chart other teams.
Okay.
Yeah,
I did that a little bit.
That's good stuff.
Junior years, like when I purchased an iPad, my parents purchased me an iPad so I can do like
Nice.
a play-by-play stats.
Sure.
So I did a lot of that. And then mainly my senior years when I got to also do more stats, got more involved with the scouting reports and just trying to figure out how we can beat every possible team. And also I like to go back and watch a lot of film with some of the guys. Some of the guys are reaching out to me about their stats. So just making sure they're getting the right information. And also we also had 2 other managers with me this year. And that was I'm not very used to working with other people, but that taught me great experience to
Yeah.
work with other people. But
Yep.
basically, we all had our different roles. I was obviously more of the head, and then with the 2 assistants. But we would just try to bring out a lot of people to our games. Our coach really wanted attendance. We sold out the Loyola gym with our side of the gym, so that was pretty sweet. And we
Yeah,
sold
awesome.
out maybe a few gyms because I know a lot of people really want to see our Costa team, want to see all of our guys. But just trying to make sure that we have make sure all the guys are focused. We went through a lot this past through the year, but I'm just glad that we got to experience it all together. So, but
Yep.
mainly my really good part was just taking stats for the team, and then just at practices I would just shag balls, making sure everyone's focusing, and
Yeah.
then when we played 6-on-6, all I just was like the keep score, where like I would just go pick up the sweat off the floor.
When was your last year at Costa?
This past year, I just
Oh,
graduated.
so you were there
graduated.
when you won it?
yeah, so that was pretty sweet.
Amazing. Yeah,
What a
it was
great
pretty
experience.
awesome. Mateo getting it.
sweet.
I mean, I was happy for
I
Mateo.
mean, I've obviously known Mateo maybe since he was in 7th grade. I mean,
Yep.
I know it doesn't mean a lot, but just seeing Mateo get that done. Because
Yeah.
I know he's always
It's
like,
huge.
this is what I want to do, and I know Charlie didn't get to do it, so
I know.
just
Yeah.
happy for all the Furbringers on
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
it's not easy winning a CIF
people.
championship in any.
It's
sport.
not.
I mean, in any high school district around the country. But I'll tell you, CIF in the southern section for boys volleyball, for
Yeah.
girls volleyball, for any sport it's difficult. And
Rough.
Charlie Furbringer is one of the best to ever do it in her 4 years at Costa, and she never won a title. And they were
I always
ranked
tell
one a bunch
people-
of times. Never won.
Yeah.
A
I always tell people the
CIF title.
hardest 2 boy sports are football and volleyball are the 2 hardest boy sports. And maybe baseball is in there too. Are like the 3 hardest sports to win a CIF Southern Section title, and getting to do that is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Good for
Hey,
you.
have you
Yeah.
dabbled into data volley?
I was going to ask.
Travis is going to be teaching me that when I get there next year.
Good.
Travis
Is that-
who?
Turner,
Turner, and he's
Turner.
the coach for
OCC.
OCC.
I think.
So you're going to go
One of my
to
rivals,
Orange Coast.
by the way.
Yeah, it's one of his rivals. So you're going to go to Orange Coast College and be a
Yeah.
manager for the men's volleyball team there.
Yeah, that's the plan.
That's
So,
incredible. Look,
yeah,
what,
so
look,
what-
look what you've done, man. Good job, Devin.
Yeah.
Look what
same
you did.
duties. Same duties you're going to be doing at the next level, or
Pretty much. I
Pretty
know
much?
that, like as we talked about a little bit, I'm going to be learning the data volley system.
Yeah.
Travis wants to get me right into that right as I
That's
get on
huge.
campus,
I got
and then
to-
also just mainly doing that. So, and then maybe a few other things, but data volley is like the main part of why I'm going there.
Devin, that's potential full-time job in college, like
Exactly.
after college. I mean, there are technical coordinators, Division I level. It's trickling down to Division II level. Look at JC's doing it. I mean, that's a full-time job. You'll be a part of that volleyball
It's a great
staff.
skill
You get
to
to
have.
it's
Yeah,
a
that's
great
true.
skill to have. I mean, to stay on the cutting edge of that data volley. And there's other programs out there too. But man, if you can still have that passion and to be around coaches and do the technical stuff, it's a valuable asset to that program. So that kudos to you, man. Just keep following your passion. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So
So
now-
basically, like
yeah.
everything
Go
is
ahead.
like every coach I talk to, I'm like, hey, what should I do to become an assistant coach one day? They
Yeah.
go like they're all like being funny, but like go to Travis for 2 or 3 years, stay in contact with us, learn the data volley system, and then we
Yeah.
can maybe get you on our staff.
Yep.
Every coach is like,
Yeah.
learn the data volley system.
Yep.
I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I got to
Yep.
learn that.
And keep your pulse on if they change from data volley to something else, because
No, exactly.
you do you know, do that, and then you can add more, and your portfolio just gets bigger.
Totally agree.
Barry, you gonna say something? Nope.
No, I was just going to ask him, like, so you're living in Hermosa now, and Orange Coast is down in Costa Mesa. So are you going to be commuting? Are you going to move down there? Are you taking classes? What, or is it just strictly volleyball? What's next for you on that?
I thought about doing strictly volleyball, but my parents are like, education comes first. But I know exactly. I'm going to be living down there. Have you guys heard of the Harbor, those on-campus dorms that
Yeah.
they
Yes,
have at
yeah.
Orange Coast? I'm going to be living there.
Oh, good for you.
Those are
Yeah,
like
so
brand
it's going to
new.
be
They're
right
only a
there.
year or two old.
They're
Yeah, those are nice.
5 years old, I think.
Are they
So
5 years old already? Wow.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay.
They're a bit weird. I don't know if
That's
correct,
amazing.
but
So you're going to be living on
so that's
campus.
gonna be sweet.
So
Yeah, basically.
what I mean, you said your parents played it. When did you know you loved the game of volleyball? Forget wanting to play high school and all of that
Yeah.
and becoming like. When did you know? Because someone that gets cut from a team doesn't continue to follow that, whatever that is, sport.
Passion,
If you don't love the sport, right? Like you have to have some kind of passion for the sport. When did that happen for you?
The true passion really started after my sophomore year is when I truly want to continue it. Like obviously my whole freshman year, like I couldn't get over that I got cut, and it kind of like I heard, I'm like, do I try to do something else? And then after my sophomore year, I got to work with Matt Furbringer, and then got to work with Coach Vogel, the UCLA assistant coach. And then that's when I truly realized how much I loved the sport. I'm meeting so much more people. I got to meet all the top recruits, like almost the entire Fab 50. And then I'm like, this is what I want to do, and I love it. I love how small this world is. I'm meeting so many awesome people. Just going to, like, fortunate enough to live in California, I get to go to so many college volleyball games.
Yeah.
Like, I went to a good amount of USC games. I went to a lot of Long Beach State games this year. And just really grateful that I got to go to a lot of good games. So, went down to UC San Diego for a game.
Oh,
But
good for
mainly,
you.
obviously, my favorite was being in the Walter Pyramid and the Sandbar. So, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
You
Do
get to-
do you watch women's volleyball at all?
I will watch. I watched a little bit of the LOVB league,
Okay.
just because I wanted to support Matt, so that was
sure.
fun.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
then my uncle's best friend is the Oklahoma coach, Aaron Mansfield.
Oh, geez, yeah.
So
Oh, wow.
we will
Yeah.
watch a little bit of Oklahoma volleyball around him, and that's really the only volleyball he knows nowadays.
Right, okay.
Don't
So,
forget Wisconsin.
but-
That's where Charlie is. You
Sooners.
gotta, you
I
gotta
mean,
watch
I'll
some
watch a
Wisconsin.
little bit of Wisconsin, but I mean, not a lot of women's I watch.
I gotta tell you,
I
we
would
say
change
this.
that.
We
I
say
need
it
to.
all the time. I gotta tell you, we say it all the time on this podcast since we started this year. Is this past tournament, right? Postseason tournament was amazing, and you are in the hotbed to see different USC, Long Beach State, UCLA, Loyola Marymount, all of them in
Northridge.
San Diego, Northridge. But it's all there for you. Like, you have to go live. These women are changing the game right now, and it's so exciting to watch. So,
Well, and the other,
we're converting Bear as well. Bear's going to
Yeah.
be watching some
I'm
women
not
too. if
quite
he
there
can.
yet, Devin.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I would
getting
also
there.
say, Devin, for you especially, is since you're so young, a lot of the best, I would say the best, a lot of the top women's staff around the world right now, from college to the USA teams or whatever, all played men's volleyball and all played it. A lot of them against us.
Yeah.
So my point of saying that is they're now in the women's game. So it's volleyball, and there's a plethora. You say I have a plethora? So a plethora, sorry, that's from the Three Amigos. If you haven't seen it, Dev, I'd get on that. It's an old school. Furbringer, he would tell you to watch it for sure. But there's so much opportunity for both men and women, right? And the
No, I
collegiate
totally
game
agree.
on the women's side is all from Division 1, 2, and we've been talking about Division 3 men's volleyball. There's hundreds of teams around the country. There's a lot of opportunity. So not also just because it might help you in your career path, because it might give you options to watch the women's game or the girls' game if you're going to go watch Costa. Millie McGee, my boy Geet's daughter, senior this year.
Went to a few games.
Yep, she's going to SC. They're going to be real good again this year. It's really fun to watch, actually.
Yeah.
And it's actually it's different than like a basketball,
different.
for an example.
Good choice of words.
It's really, really fun to watch.
It is fun, though.
And I think if you started to watch it, especially where you live and the level you're watching, so if like you're going to watch Redondo play Costa in girls high school volleyball, you're watching two of the best, or Costa and Mater Dei, and then you, like you said, you get to go to Long Beach, you get to go to UCLA, you get to go to SC,
Yeah.
LMU, all of that's around you, high level Division I volleyball, beach included. Since you're right there, women's beach is going through the roof as well. So that would be my suggestion for you, besides obviously learning the data volley and doing what you need for Coach Turner,
Of course.
is just, dive into the sport. Like, you already love it. You loved it, and you love the analytics. You love all that. Dive into all of it. Watch some international. Watch, you're in a hotbed of it. And there's so much great collegiate men and women's volleyball.
Totally agree.
So when you were working for Matt Furbringer, right?
Yes.
At Rockstar, what were you doing exactly for the club? Were you kind of doing the same thing, stats, or were you bouncing?
More of the same things.
Okay, like for the 18s team, or were you?
I did the 18s team. I would mainly focus on the 18s, and then some coaches took that advantage and maybe like, hey, could you come help us out a little bit? I would just bring like a notebook and like a pen for those.
Whatever
But
works.
basically just trying to report anything I could. They're like always like, hey, just talk to me at like a timeout or something of what you're noticing and stuff.
Right.
Tendencies and everything. Like I started working on the computer and like at the last tournament, the nationals, and then Matt's like, I need you to talk to me after every timeout, after every set of what you're noticing and
Yep.
stuff. Just
Great.
like you got to like report. Like I know you can go in your own hole and not talk to me, but like in a good way. But just make sure you're always reporting back to me of what you're seeing. But like almost 90% of the time we're agreeing on everything.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, that you see Alan Knipe, right, after timeouts, he goes straight
Yeah.
to that stat sheet, and he has somebody talking to him right in his ear before he gets into that huddle. So, like I said, the technical coordinator that they're calling him now is just huge for universities. And it's, like I said, it's trickling down, like Coley said, to Division II, Division III, NAIA. Like, there's going to be opportunities out there. And so, Barrett, is
Real
it...
quick, I have to jump in for one thing. It's something
Yeah, for
I
sure,
don't want to
man.
forget.
Absolutely.
So, Devin, you
Absolutely.
mentioned a pen and a piece of paper. I just want you to know that when Sully and Bear and I played, that's all there was a pen
Yep.
and a piece of paper or a
Well,
pencil.
Yeah.
Just
So
a pencil.
people would
We weren't
just,
allowed to
it
use
was a
pens.
pencil. So we would chart each kill, or that's what
Yeah,
the coach would
line
do.
by line.
And so you would do it really on a pad of paper
Yeah,
and a pen
yep.
or a pencil.
I still
That's
do
how
it that
that's
way.
how we did it.
Yep.
And it's interesting to see the analytics and how far it's come. And like you said, Ferbs is coming up to you saying, "Hey, what are you seeing? What do you like?"
He wants your
Analytics
knowledge,
matter,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
repetitions matter. Every third set, they always set the 4, no matter what. Like it's like 95%. Like, okay, well
Yep.
then we're going to go out to there because that's what they're doing. Like, analytics have changed sports over the last 25 years. Enhanced sports is probably a better way to put it. Detriment to a little bit of it, but for the most part, it's unbelievable.
So,
Totally
so
agree.
you just got back from nationals, correct?
Yeah.
Can you
that's
can you
correct.
tell us your experience back there?
I
It was
mean,
in Florida, AAU.
it was in Florida. Yes, that is correct.
How'd they do? How'd
I mean-
Rockstar do?
Yeah.
We got 13th place.
Wow,
okay.
rough
Respectable.
night.
Yeah.
Good stuff. How was your
3-0.
trip? Tell us about it.
I mean, some delayed flights. Got delayed twice on the way there. Got to Orlando. Got there around 11 p.m. the day before the tournament.
Wow.
I remember.
No day of acclimation. Yeah.
Yeah, checked. Like, I go to check in for my hotel. I see Ferbs with the other coaches. I'm like, and he's like joking with me. He's like, "Go to bed, dude." I was like, I'm trying to check into my hotel by myself. But got there, went out to go eat. Couldn't fall asleep with jet lag, and then the next day we played. Even though I'm not playing at all, like jet lag still kicked my butt. Went 3-0 the first day, just trying to get a feel of the jet lag. Walking around, said hi to a lot of coaches.
Cool.
The next day, I think also the first day we played Sean Homestead, so that was fun.
Okay.
So that was fun to see, and his son's pretty good, so that was fun.
Yeah.
The next day we went 2-1, so that was really good. Should have been another team, but I mean, it happens. And then played against a team called Coast, a good team from San Diego, beat them. And then got second in our pool, lost to SUVC, which was brutal. and a lot of the guys were just crushed. Like
Yeah,
momentum. Like we
That's hometown. It's cross rivalry. Right
we
there.
play them.
Yeah.
We play them all the time, and
Yep.
we always win. And then they just played a different game. They were just on fire that whole day. They beat Beta Bay in their like final game of the pool. They ended up winning their first game for the crossover thing. They beat us. They were just on a high all tournament, and it just like all the guys were like, we're done.
Yeah. Who won
But
it?
it's like
right?
NB
Surf won it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Balboa.
That
right?
was one of the greatest teams I've ever seen in a long time.
MB
Which
Surf.
team is that? What team?
NB Surf.
MV Surf, Michael Boley.
18s. Yeah.
Yeah,
They played
Got it, got
Balboa
it.
in the finals. Is that correct?
that is correct. Yeah,
Yeah. That's what-
Balboa's
Who
always
was the
there.
head coach
man.
at
It's
Balboa
unreal.
for that team?
yeah.
I think Andy Reid and Danny Glenn, I think, were the head coaches.
Yeah, Dinglan and then Eric Valet.
Big, still coaching. Hi,
I
Danny.
love that guys.
Come on in, Danny. I want you on the pod.
We
that,
want
Dan.
Dan. I
Sorry,
need
Devin,
Dan
but,
on here.
yeah,
We need Dan on
Danny-
here.
Yeah, we go way back with Danny
No.
Glenn. So
He lives right down the
but
street
yeah.
on the coast, by the way.
Was,
Orange Coast.
yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
I know Brogan, his son, really well. So
Oh, no kidding. Wow,
Small world.
gosh.
yeah,
Kids, jeez.
So you're there as a manager. You're the same age as the kids, but you're kind of on staff. How does that work for you personally? Like, do you get to pal around with the team? Do you get to sit in the meetings of the coaches? Is it a hybrid? And how is it for you as a young kid being there in that situation?
I mean, it's a bit of both. What you said with the hybrid. Like I'm half with the team, I'm half with the coaches. Like sometimes I'll talk with the coaches a little bit before the matches, of like what we talk about, like kind of like a little bit of like a scouting report before then, just so I can understand the team. But otherwise, I'm really just with the team. Like even like I don't have a roster number, like just part of the coaching staff. So, but like if it comes to like hanging out as a team, like I'll obviously go sit with the guys because they are obviously my age,
Yeah.
and then the coaches obviously would go sit with the adults table basically.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like being there, like it's weird to be like kind of like trying to become like a young coach, like just trying
Yeah.
to get all used to that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like it was a process trying to do that for at nationals. But otherwise, I love it, and I just think me just being relating to the kids, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah,
I
it
know
does.
exactly how are these kids are going through. It's kind of harder to explain to someone who is like what's the way to say
Old
it,
like us.
Who's 54?
Yeah,
like
basically,
me?
or like
yeah.
where like a parent will come to me about the issue. I'm like as a kid's perspective, this is what I'm noticing compared to what the parent doesn't see.
Yeah.
So it's fun to like be there for all that stuff, and then maybe like tell the parent to like back off a little bit
Yeah.
of whatever the coach is saying. But just being able to relate to the guys, like the kids
Well,
on the team, is just
Empathetic.
better.
I mean, not only your age, but having a little bit of empathy and what they're going through and being. I mean, you're probably going to have that for the next 10 years because you're not too far from those players, right? And then you're going to develop into that. Okay, that coach or the technical that you'll be a part of that staff more. So it's just going to be a paradigm shift for you. But all good stuff.
Yeah.
What are you going to study in college?
I really have no idea.
Okay, like you don't.
But I
you have no
really
idea.
want to get in. My idea was like something with math related,
Oh.
so that could help me with the statistics part. I'm
Sure.
planning on trying to take like an intro to statistics class at OCC,
Okay.
so that'll be good. But I thought I'm like really like business and marketing, both of those two things together.
Yeah.
And then I mean, it's a basic South Bay job, but real estate sounds pretty
Yeah.
sweet. And
Yeah.
then also the other job, I thought of kinesiology. That's
Yeah.
like
Okay.
physical
Yeah, I was
therapy
gonna
and
say
stuff.
PE
So
too.
For
PE
sure.
can be a good thing. But
yeah, those are, and then communications. Those are really like the 4 or 5 things I thought of.
So let me ask you this, Devin. It's a random question for you. Al Knipe, who's the head volleyball coach at Long Beach State, he does a decent job there. But he
It's
brought this up
okay.
on one of the pods. So you're about to be a freshman in college. If this was a major, I'm gonna describe it to you. Would this be something that would interest you? Professional athlete. Well, let's call it that. We're going to change the name. So you get to go to college. Your major is an athlete. Now, you are an athlete. You're turning that into a coach and a manager, but you're still part of that. You get to take marketing and business
Business.
classes.
Mm-hmm.
You get to take body understanding, not full kinesiology because you're not going to train, but you get to understand health, fitness, body because you're trying to be an athlete. Coaching, being involved, analytics, math, understanding data volley or any kind of metric system, that's also going to be taught because that's part of being an athlete.
Sports
if
psychology.
that was an sports psychology, all of it. If that was an overarching degree with all of that included, would that be something you would consider, even though you're not going to be an athlete?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Everything you basically said
Right
was.
down your path.
I mean, obviously, minus the athlete part, sounds all awesome to me.
Right? Like learning all that stuff and teaching you how to market yourself. Now, again, there'd be different stuff. You're talking to an athlete trying to learn how to be maximize TikTok, for an example. But that's one course. Maybe it's data, all kinds of stuff. It was just something Alan brought up, and he was like, we have people take majors in film. We have kids,
Dance.
young dance and music and art, and everyone gets their major for that. Why isn't there a major for athletes?
Yeah.
And I thought it was genius, to be honest with you. I never even thought of it.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it's not. I would bet in 5 years someone comes up with it and adds
They
it.
have
Like,
to.
I'm going to actually suggest it to Washington State. It's schools like that are pretty, forward thinking. Like, it's such. I mean, Jake's my older son just got his master's at Eastern Washington. He finished up his degree from there, and it was in organizational leadership. That was the name of his degree. That's on his master's diploma. Organizational leadership.
Savannah went to go get the master's
It's not
in it.
philosophy too. It's not it's organizational leadership. So
management, yep.
professional athlete or there's no reason why they can't evolve into something like that. So I was just curious if that would interest you, and it sounds like it would, especially with what you want to do. Like, you want to become a coach or staying in volley with regards to data analytics or whatever it would be. It would be such a great way for you to be excited about school and learn shit you want to learn.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
Yeah,
So-
all good stuff, because we figured you really wouldn't have to create different curriculum. It's already there.
True.
Yeah.
It is.
Marketing's there. Business is there.
Put them all
You know,
together.
like you said, the bits and pieces of the kinesiology of it all, and the online marketing. It's all
Promotion.
there.
Promoting.
It's all there, right?
Right.
So just to wrap your arms around that, and then we think it's genius. But yeah, Coley's right. Listening to your story, you're almost the perfect candidate for a non-athlete, because you still want to be in athletics. I mean, and with the volleyball, if you love the volleyball, you got LOBB, you got professional leagues going on right now. Overseas can really wrap your arms around you as well. So man, that's the
And beach is
That's
growing.
good
Like I
stuff.
said,
Opportunities.
it's lots of opportunities, and that's what makes this sport so great. And I've said it a lot, Devin, and on the show, and you've listened to a few. You said is, first, again, I'm going to say thanks for coming and telling your story, because it's unique and different. Most people we've had on here played volleyball or coached it, here, and you wanted to play high school volleyball and you didn't get to, and it's still rad because you're involved in the sport. You're sitting here on our podcast.
Yeah.
You just graduated high school. Your team that you were involved with and helped be part of that CIF championship won a big title. And now you're off to college, and you get to still be around this sport that we love. And you're going to get to see Bear. You guys are going to smack them down a couple times. Sorry, Bear.
We might take care of you next year. But hey, can you tell us a little bit how you got to Orange Coast, though? How did that all come
Yeah.
about? Did
Sure.
Travis knock on your door? Did you knock on his door? Can you tell us a little bit about that? Yeah.
Yeah. So you probably heard of it, but I think the boys' premier volleyball tournament for high school is called the Best of the West tournament in San Diego.
Yep.
And I remember I was on the bus. We were literally just arriving, like walking out the bus. Mateo goes in front of me. I get a text from Matt Furbringer, just sending a text to our Rockstar group chat. If you guys need anything, if you guys need assistance with anything, please feel free to reach out. And I basically said to him, "Hey, I'm still deciding on college. I have no idea where I want to go. Is there any, and I always heard of the great things about Travis. Like, every person I've talked about Travis Turner, all great things. And I'm like, I've always actually thought about going to OCC. Like, do I want to go play there when I was, previously, freshman, sophomore year, when I first thought about, coming to college. And then it really hit me last year when they won the state championship. And then this year, I'm like, that's where I want to go. And then walking around the tournament, I get approached by their assistant coach, Jack Stafford.
Okay.
And he's like, Travis sent me to go look for you. We have heard all these great things about you, and we want to give you a managing spot for OCC. And I said
Excellent.
immediately, I'm in. Never had to talk to my parents about it yet.
I
I go walk right outside the tournament. I call up both of my parents. They're like, everything all good? Because they go, like, I only call them if it's like an emergency. I'm there by myself.
Right.
They go, Devin, is everything all good? And I said, like, I called them both my parents started feeling like, Dad, Mom, I'm going to OCC.
Excellent. Were they
Settled.
fired up?
Yeah, they're fired up. My dad was obviously knew more about it than my mom, but I basically had to tell a little bit, describe OCC a little bit more to my mom. But
Sure.
and then like a week later, I had a conversation with Travis. I was in the middle of Costa practice, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to call you, so just be ready." We called for maybe 5 minutes. I forget who they were playing. It was like on a Tuesday, Wednesday game.
Maybe
And then
Bear
he's
died.
like,
They might have been playing Bear.
Good.
I
That's
don't
why he
even
was calling you
remember.
right before the
He
game.
had a lot of
because he
free
was an
time
easy
after
one.
that game, that match. Yeah.
I think it was up.
Sorry,
I
Bear.
forget. I forget who they were playing. But he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna give you a spot too." And I'm like, just really like, I've heard good things about you from Matt. Heard you had a great conversation with Coach Jack, and we would love to have you. And then a month later, we scheduled a visit. So went over during my spring break, and loved it. Walked around campus, got to meet Travis really for the first time, and just everything about it was awesome. So I was really glad that all worked out.
Actually, my daughter just graduated high school, and she's going to go to Orange Coast and run track there. So maybe you guys'
Oh, really?
path will cross. Yeah.
That's right.
Hopefully, yeah.
There. Yeah.
Well, you guys are paths across for
You
sure.
know, as a parent here, Devin, I got to say I'm proud of you. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm
man.
sure your
Thank you.
parents are too.
Good
but like,
stuff.
you know, we you know, we're trying to do this for fun and enjoyment and love the game of volleyball and evangelize the sport and tell stories. And you know, we talked to Furbs, we talked to Turner, and they told us about your story, and we thought it was great. But just listening to you, because I I have a kid that's graduating high school next year,
Yep.
and I have one that just is just about to be 25, and to see the resilience of what you did to find your own path, to create your own path, and then to utilize, we talked about this on a different pod, the three of us, but to utilize the resources that you have, that you've earned by yourself, that your family have had, whatever it would be, your coaches, and to use those to your advantage. You're about to be a freshman at Orange Coast College. You got to be the manager at one of the best high schools in the United States, in the world for that matter, for volleyball. You're going to one of the best junior colleges in the world for boys volleyball, and your future is unwritten. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see where it is. So, just I don't know your parents, but cheers to them. They've done a great job, and just as a parent, I just want to tell you that I'm proud of you.
Yeah, that means a lot. And just more of the story, it just feels great. Just hearing all that, like, just getting to do all the things that I've gone into do. Like, I never thought any of this. Like, my goal, like I've always said, our setter, Andrew Chapin, who set for us for Costa, and I said to him, we promised each other, like, we will win a CIF title together. And we knew it was going to be our senior year, too.
Excellent.
That was, like, the fun part about it. Even though, like, his brother, like, we lost last year. We had a great year, like, great class.
Should have won.
For 2024. Should have won, but all things happen. But
Yep.
Yeah.
And then just getting to do it my senior year was truly special.
Great way to go out.
And then bringing also my younger brother to a lot of games as well. Just getting him more involved and just him getting to meet the guys as well was just something special, and just really grateful for everyone that helped make this season happen.
Your journey's just starting, man.
Yeah.
And like we said, that Coley pretty wrapped it up in a nice little bow, but super happy, super proud of you. Glad we had you on Set the Pipe. Make sure everybody subscribes.
One
Doesn't take too
last
much
thing.
effort.
I don't want to interrupt you, Sully, and I always do because you need
interrupt
it.
me,
I know, but
Coley.
this
I
is
have one more thing
important.
to say too. So
This is
I should
important.
just go, hey, Coley, do you have anything else before I cut off?
You were on a roll too, and I crushed you. So
It was really
I'm
good. by
I'm
the way.
sorry.
This is what we do. Devin.
I do,
This is
but
how we roll.
it's
Okay.
I didn't want to lose my train of
Anything
thought.
left? Okay,
I
Coley,
do
you got a last
actually.
word? Okay.
Devin, I just want your word right now to the three of us that in 5 years, when you're the associate head coach at some college, that you're going to give us first right for an interview when we're
Another
going to Set the
interview,
Pipe
man.
in 5
Yeah.
years.
Director
We
of
have,
technical,
will you do
whatever
it?
by that
Will
time.
you do it with us again?
I would love to. I mean, I was still
Okay.
keep in contact with Bear, and I have Sully's email, so
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
make sure I
you do.
keep in touch with both of you guys.
So
So,
sorry I interrupted, Sully. I needed
No,
to say that. It was
I'm gonna
important.
interrupt you, so
I'm
I
good
just-
now. I'm done.
I have
Bear,
one thing to say
how about
too.
you
It's
interrupting me, Bear? Go
Sorry.
ahead.
Yeah.
What you got?
Thank you. Hey, there's a coach over at Orange Coast College that you need to say hello to him for us, and that's Mike D'Alessandro. We played for him. We played with him. I would try to stick around him as much as possible. You'll learn a ton. He's a great
I
guy.
met him on my visit. I don't remember now I remember the name, but
Yeah.
He was awesome.
He's
Asked
a
him
great
about Mike
volleyball
Cook.
mind
So
you'll ever
And
run
he will be
across, Devin.
watching this. I guarantee you.
I guarantee you.
You
Yeah.
can learn a lot from
A
him.
lot.
Like
Yeah.
Sully just said, he's one of the best minds there is in volleyball, and he'd be a great person to, like a Bear
Be a
said,
mentor for you.
be a mentor and listen and watch and ask questions, and he would
Yeah.
he would love to help you. He helped all of us
Yeah.
learn this game.
And
Yeah,
so
he seems awesome.
yeah, and we wanted him on the podcast too. So can you give him a little elbow and tell him to get on this thing for us?
Deli,
When I see
get on here.
him in the fall, I'll make sure I give him a little nudge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even do it formal. Just say, "Hey, Biggs, what's up?" and just walk by him. He'll be like, "What?"
Call him Biggs. He loves it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Biggs. Hey, Biggs. So, Sully, anything you'd like to say?
Yeah.
Oh, well, is anybody else? Does anybody else have anything else? These are punks. Anyway, love this show. Hey, Devin, thanks for coming on Set the Pipe,
Yeah.
man. Like you
Of course.
said, love your story. And everybody that's still watching, please subscribe. Helps us out a ton. And Devin, best of luck to you, man. We
Best
are
of
proud
luck
of
to
you.
you.
And
Yeah.
that was a great
Thank you so
interview.
much, Matt.
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you
on
so
Set the
much for
Pipe,
being
man.
on.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Good stuff.
Thanks. Take care.